Hello there. Welcome to Zephyr's BI and Analytics, where we learn by building BI projects. Today on this channel, I'm going to be walking you through how you can create a marketing campaign report, just like the one I have right on my screen. It's a two-page report. The first page covers the channel performance, while the second page covers the traffic analysis. So, if it's your first time on this channel, why don't you click on the subscribe button? Also, turn on the notification to always stay updated when report videos like this are uploaded on the channel. So, before we begin, I'm not going to be creating this report from the scratch. Rather, I'm going to walk you through the different things I had to do to make sure the report turned out just the way it's on my screen right now. But here's what I have done. First, I provided a link on the video description for you to download the PBIX file of this report. I've also provided a link for you to download the background image for this report. And finally, I also provided a link for you to download the dataset. So before you download these materials, why don't you take a few minutes to actually watch this video and listen to how I arrived at the different KPIs I used for this report, how I created this report, the way it looks, is actually an interactive dashboard. So if I come to channel performance now, I can actually just switch my view. This is KPI view. I can switch to matrix view. So I created a bookmark to be able to achieve this. Also, I can navigate to the traffic analysis. I can filter my reports using the different campaign channel. While I'm here also, I can also switch from chart view to matrix view. So I can also click on my clear all slicer buttons here to clear all selection. So before you go ahead to download the materials and start creating this report, just take a few minutes to watch this video while I walk you through everything I did and how I was able to achieve the report I have right on my screen here. First, let me quickly take you to a PDF document. I've also attached the link for you to download the PDF document in the video description. So the PDF document clearly defines the key KPIs I used for this report. I had to research some KPIs were provided. I had to go online, research about campaign, marketing campaign, the KPIs I had to look out for when creating a marketing campaign report. So I added them to this report. Now, it's a two-page report, like I've said before now. You can actually, there's a feature button to switch the views. So what I did was, first, when I identified the key KPIs for the marketing campaign, I then grouped the KPIs into two different groups. The ones that had to do with the performance, then the other ones that had to do with the traffic. So for the ones that had to do with the performance, we have the conversion rate. This measures the percentage of users who complete a desired action. We also have the engagement rate, tracks how actively users interact with the campaign content. Return on advertising spend, that's ROAS, assesses the revenue generated for every dollar spent on advertising. Cost per 1,000 impression, evaluates the cost of reaching 1,000 potential customers. Return on investment, calculates profitability of the campaign. Revenue per click, measures the revenue generated from each click. Revenue per conversion, analyzes the revenue generated from each conversion. Then we have the traffic KPIs. I'll just scroll down. We have the traffic KPIs. We have the impressions, counts how often the campaign content is displayed. We have the clicks, measures the number of times users click on the campaign content. Cost per 1,000 impression, evaluate the cost of reaching 1,000 potential customers. Click-through rate, measures the percentage of users who click on the campaign content after seeing it. Then cost per click, tracks the cost of each click on the campaign content. So using these KPIs, we are able to track campaign success across different channels and locations, that's cities. This helps us to determine where improvements are needed to drive sales and profit. Despite an overall cost to profit ratio of 0.10 and an ROI of 10.4%, that's the overall. Continuous optimization is essential for sustained growth. So the next thing we need to do now is take a look at the data set. And to do that, I'll simply come back to the report here. I'll come to transform data. This will take me to Power Query, where we can just take a look at the entire data set, the columns, the columns names, and everything we have on the data set. So remember, there's a link for you to download the data set, so you don't need to worry about it. There's also a data dictionary. There's a data dictionary that explains each column we have in the data set and what they also mean. Then we have the campaign, that's the marketing campaign. This is the report. So the first column we have here is actually the campaign, is actually either spring, summer, or that spring, fall, spring, or summer. That's when the campaign is carried out. We have the date, then we have the city, location, longitude and latitude. Another column we have there is the channel. That's the channel for the campaign: Facebook, Instagram, then Pinterest. We also have the device which the customers use in assessing the campaign. We have the ad. The ad is either the collection or discount. Then we have the impressions. I already talked about the impressions on the PDF document. We have the CT arrow. You know what this means already. We have the clicks. We have the daily average CPC. We have the spend GB. This spend is actually the ad spend. Eventually, this is actually the ad spend. This is Great British Pound also. Yeah, GBP, Great British Pound. So the amount that was spent. Then we have the conversions. Then we also have the total conversions in value, GBP. We have the likes, we have the shares, we have the comments. Then finally, we have the conversion status. This index column, I just added it here in Power Query. How I did that was just to come to add columns, index column, and I added the index column. So when I was done, all I did was just close and apply. That's all. So I'll simply just come to home. I'll close this. So great. While we're here, the only extra table I created was just the calendar table. Also, I'll provide a code for you to be able to create this calendar table on your own. Okay, so since you're having the access to the PBX file, I don't need to do that. You have access to the PBX file. You can always create your calendar table using the code that is right here. This is the DAX that creates the calendar table for you. So all you need to do when you bring in the data to Power BI, you also need to create your calendar table. Once you're done creating your calendar table, remember, you have to go to your model view to connect your calendar table to the campaign table. That's the campaign data set using the date column that was provided. So with this, you can actually see the date connected to the calendar table. So for the report view, here's what I did. Let me go to the channel performance. So for the campaign, we have different channels already, which were identified in the data set. We had Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. Now, in my brain, I actually thought of it this way. If I am the campaign manager or director, I really want to see this performance by the different channel we have. So eventually what I did was I created a means for you to be able to see each channel performance across the different KPIs we've already identified. Then also, although I want to see each channel performance, I also want to be able to see the overall channel performance, the overall campaign performance. So this part of the report shows you the overall campaign performance. Then you get to see the channel performance, each of the channel, their performance also. Now, these are KPI cards. These are icons for each of the channel. These are also KPI cards. Everything on this channel, for this Facebook, everything from the beginning to the end are KPI cards. When you get the PBIX file, you actually discover they are KPI cards. Next, I also went ahead to create a matrix table. So when you're done seeing everything on this report, just the way it is now, what if you want to see it in a matrix view? So I created a bookmark. This is a bookmark. You switch to matrix view. So this is a bookmark of everything I have, the key KPIs for the channel performance. It's just a bookmark. Now remember, this campaign was conducted across different cities in the UK. So we have Birmingham, Manchester, and London. So for each of the channel, we want to see their performance across these locations. So you get to see their performance across the different locations. Also, what I have done is this color here shows the lowest value in the column, while the thicker one shows the highest value in the column. So it's just conditional formatting to show the highest value in the column and lowest value in that column. So for the ad spend, you can easily see that Facebook, London, has the much ad spend compared to that's Birmingham has the lowest ad spend. That's Pinterest Birmingham. So that's what I did. This is actually a matrix table. This is a matrix table. It's a simple matrix table. You can actually do this in using the matrix table. So also what I have done is, remember, I provided a link for you to download the background image I use for this report also. So you can easily just download the background image I use for this report. So same principle, that's what I did for traffic analysis. For traffic analysis, remember, we're able to identify the key KPIs we need for the traffic analysis. Then you can actually switch view. What I did here was just to compare the different trend for the different KPIs. So when we talk about clicks, we're also going to talk about click-through rates. So it's fair to compare the clicks and click-through rates together. So I combine them together to actually display the data just the way I want to show the trend. You can also switch to matrix view here. So same principle I use for the other one. You can switch to matrix view and see the entire data in a matrix table. Now remember, this is the overall. This one displays the overall performance, while you can see the breakdown by the different channel. So remember, I provided the PBIX file for you. You can actually dissect the PBIX file and you'll be able to create this report yourself. Now, I provided background images also, so you can actually switch the background images. You mustn't use the one I have here. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to make a duplicate of this channel performance. Great. So this is a duplicate of the channel performance. When I talk about the background images, one thing you need to understand, the first image, that's the background. When you come to Canva background. Now, if I remove this channel reports background, I'm still going to be having this centered background left, because what I did was, this is the only background I could bring into Power BI. So let me just do that so you see it clearly. I'm going to come to Canva background, and I'm going to remove it. Now you see, the background has been removed, but we still have this background for the different channel. So what I did, I brought that background first. Then I brought this background using an image. So if I come to format, then I grouped everything eventually. If I come to ungroup now, so now you can actually see this background. I brought it separately. I brought it as an image. So this image is also attached to the files. You download it, so you can bring this image on its own. Once you bring it to Power BI, all you need to do is send it back so you can have your KPI cards on top of it. Once you're done, you have to group everything, because remember, you need to create a bookmark so that you can navigate between the view. So I have to group everything together, right? Now, if you switch to matrix view, you see a different background if you switch to matrix view. So what I'm going to do now is, for this channel performance, remember, everything has been attached to the materials have been attached for you to go through all these. Also, I'll attach the icons in case you're having difficulty getting the icons. I'll attach everything you need to create this report yourself. The only thing I have done is I switched the background, because I really don't want everybody to be creating their report using same background. So I switched the background already. I'm going to be sharing about 4 different background images, so you can actually decide whichever one you want to use. But remember, you are only going to be changing, this is the only background you're going to be bringing to Power BI. This section of the report, this background, this other section. So for example, now I can bring my background now. Say I want to bring back my background. I'll come to format, background. I'll say browse. I hope I remember the name of the background image. So I'll simply just type campaign. Yeah, so I don't think it's this. Okay, I think it's this. This is channel report. Yeah, this is the background image. So I'll click on it. I'll click on open. Now I'll reduce the transparency, set this to fit. So you see the part of the background I brought into Power BI. So the other part of it I brought using an image. Then I grouped it together with my channels. Yeah, the KPI cards for the channel. So all the DAX I wrote, they are very simple calculations. One thing I've also done for you guys is I grouped all the KPIs, all the DAX measures for all the KPIs are grouped together. So you don't need to stress yourself. If you're talking about ad spend, the key, just open this folder. You see the few DAX measures I wrote for ad spend. If you're talking about click-through rates, I've grouped all the measures for click-through rates. Clicks, I grouped all the measures for clicks. I've done everything, so the report should be easy for you to navigate. The only ones you're going to see outside that are just the comments, labels, likes, shares, total conversion, and total campaign. So I've done all that also. So if you know this video was helpful, so what I'm going to do is just going to delete this. I don't need this now. Great. So finally, remember to switch between these views is actually a bookmark. There's a bookmark I created to switch between these views. So let's go to KPI view. There's a bookmark. So if you come to view and I come to bookmarks, you actually see the bookmarks I created to switch between the views. I grouped them together. So the matrix for the channel, the matrix and the KPI view. Then we have the traffic, that's the matrix and the chart view. The reason I group them together, if you don't group them together, you won't be able to create this button here. So when you get to create, if for example, I come to insert and I say buttons and I want to insert, after creating my bookmark without grouping it, if I insert a bookmark, this is what happens. You get to see the bookmark for the 4 bookmarks that have been created. But I only want the bookmark for the channel on this page. So if you then come to format bookmarks, with this, you'll be able to select, because you grouped it, you'll be able to select only the channel's bookmark. Only the channel's bookmark. That's these 2 bookmarks. So for good, that's how you get that. So everything I've been provided, the file is there. You can go ahead and create your report and have fun doing it. If this video was helpful, leave a like, leave a comment. If there's anything you want me to improve on, feel free to let me know. It's good having you guys. Until I see you again. Bye for now.